And it wasn't until July 10th, almost a month after he attended the fundraiser with him, that George Clooney finally wrote that op-ed after it became clear that Joe Biden wasn't stepping down. He's such a liar that he just encountered him at the debate and knew what he had to do.
It's especially crap because you remember we all covered Obama and Biden at that particular event. And that was the footage where Obama literally guided Biden off the stage by the arm. And we all commented on it at the time. We're like, this guy looks like he doesn't know where he is on the stage. It looks like he's being physically guided by the former president of the United States off the stage. That was when the White House started retailing the line that these were all cheap fakes, right? That actually Biden knew exactly where he was and was doing handsprings on the stage. And we had sort of cut out of context all of that. Clooney was there. Clooney was a co-sponsor of that event. And as you say, it's not just that he said nothing. It's that he was there and said nothing for weeks until it became perfectly obvious that Joe Biden was going to absolutely get clobbered by Trump in November. And at that point, that's when he stood. Now, it would have been something if after that event, like the day after, he had said, yeah, I saw him on stage. He looked terrible and we really need to get rid of him. Even that would have been late because the reality is that George Clooney has had access to Joe Biden for several years at this point, and Biden's been ailing. But as you say, the timeline doesn't match up. And again, I don't know why Democrats insist on throwing actors out there to pretend that they are the role that they are playing.
Right.
George Clooney is not a doctor because he was on ER. And George Clooney is not a journalist because he's in Good Night and Good Luck. And
because he was in One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer back in 1996. You were still in your cradle. But they starred. I loved this movie because I was young, kind of always aspiring journalist back then. I was a practicing lawyer, but I had been told in high school I should be a journalist. It was always in the back of my head.